It is Christmas Day, a time meant for reunion, reflection, and quiet joy. Across homes and highways, families travel with hope, expecting to arrive safely, expecting celebration. But on one stretch of road this Wednesday afternoon, that expectation was shattered. Instead of festive greetings and open doors, there were sirens, twisted metal, and lives abruptly thrown into uncertainty. Before we proceed, don't forget to hit the like button and please subscribe for more news. Tell us, what could be the easiest idea that will help reduce road traffic accidents in South Africa? This is the scene that unfolded on the N2 Northbound near Zinkwazi. Shortly after midday, emergency services were called to a serious collision involving a light motor vehicle and a taxi. What should have been an ordinary journey became a moment of chaos, leaving 15 people injured in the aftermath. The injuries ranged from minor to serious, underscoring the unpredictable and often unforgiving nature of road travel, especially during peak holiday periods when traffic volumes surge and fatigue, speed, and congestion intersect. IPSS Medical Rescue was among the first responders to arrive at the scene. On arrival, paramedics were confronted with multiple patients requiring urgent medical attention. The crash had scattered debris across the roadway, while injured occupants waited for help, some conscious and in pain, others requiring immediate stabilization. 7 patients were treated, stabilized, and transported by IPSS Medical Rescue. Of these, 4 required advanced life support intervention, a clear indication of the severity of their injuries and the critical nature of the response required. Advanced life support is reserved for the most serious medical emergencies. It involves complex, life-saving procedures performed on scene and during transport. Interventions that can mean the difference between life and death in the crucial first minutes following trauma. The remaining patients were transported by various other emergency medical services, working together to manage the scale of the incident and ensure that every injured person received care as quickly as possible. Scenes like this are not unfamiliar to emergency responders, particularly during the festive season, but familiarity does not lessen the gravity. Each collision represents individual lives, people with destinations, families waiting, plans interrupted, and futures suddenly uncertain. At this stage, the circumstances surrounding the collision have not been detailed. What is known is the outcome: 15 people injured, emergency services mobilized, and a section of a major national route turned into a site of trauma and urgency. The N2 is one of the country's busiest highways, especially during holiday periods. It carries families heading to coastal destinations, workers returning home, and holidaymakers eager to spend time with loved ones. On days like Christmas, the volume of vehicles increases significantly, placing additional pressure on both drivers and road infrastructure. For emergency medical teams, this period often becomes one of heightened alert. Responders must navigate heavy traffic to reach scenes, manage multiple casualties under pressure, and make rapid clinical decisions in environments that are often dangerous and emotionally charged. Every call demands precision, coordination, and composure. On Wednesday afternoon, that professionalism was once again on display near Zinkwazi. Patients were assessed, prioritized, stabilized, and transported according to the severity of their injuries. Advanced life support practitioners intervened where necessary, while additional services assisted in transporting the remaining injured to medical facilities for further treatment. Behind these actions lies a broader reality that often goes unseen. For every collision reported, there are families who receive phone calls they never expected on Christmas Day. There are hospital wards that replace dining tables. There are children asking questions adults struggle to answer. And there are emergency workers who move from one incident to the next, carrying the emotional weight of what they witness. Road traffic collisions remain one of the leading causes of injury during holiday seasons. Increased travel, longer driving hours, unfamiliar routes, and the urgency to arrive on time all contribute to elevated risk. While investigations determine how each specific incident occurred, the consequences are immediate and far-reaching. In this case, 15 people will carry the physical and emotional effects of this crash long after the day itself has passed. Some will recover quickly from minor injuries. Others, particularly those who required advanced life support, may face longer hospital stays, rehabilitation, and lasting impact. What unites them is that none of them planned for Christmas Day to unfold this way. As traffic continued along the N2 after the scene was cleared, many drivers may not have realized how close they were to tragedy, or how easily they too could have been part of it. Incidents like this serve as stark reminders of the fragility of safety on the roads, especially during festive periods. They highlight the importance of vigilance, patience, and responsibility behind the wheel, even, and perhaps especially, on days meant for celebration. Emergency services continue to urge motorists to remain alert, to avoid rushing, and to respect the conditions and volumes of traffic around them. While investigations focus on the specifics of this collision, the broader message remains clear. Every journey carries responsibility, not just for oneself, but for everyone sharing the road. On this Christmas Day, the story from the N2 near Zinkwazi is not one of celebration, but of consequence. It is a reminder that while holidays bring people together, the roads can just as quickly pull lives apart. It is a reminder of the quiet heroism of emergency responders who step in when everything goes wrong. And it is a reminder that safety is never guaranteed. It is practiced, decision by decision, kilometer by kilometer. As the injured continue their recovery and families come to terms with an unexpected and painful turn of events, the hope remains that this incident will not be repeated, that the lessons carried in its aftermath will translate into caution, care, and lives spared on the roads ahead. This Christmas, amid the lights and gatherings, the silence of sirens fading into the distance leaves behind a sobering truth. For some, the holiday will forever be marked by what happened on that stretch of highway, on an ordinary afternoon that became anything but.